I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I've been making videos on the BB Warrior for 10 years now. So I thought that it'd be fun to take a look back and kind of take a look at some of the kits that I've had over the years and poke some fun at myself and do a little bit of roasting. So let's get into it. All right, so not quite as long as I've been doing the channel for, but this first picture that we got is from November of 2015, so about 9 years ago. And this is a lot to take in. So this was like right after I started doing like Navy SEAL kit. That's really the big thing that I was into when I started the BB Warrior, and then I sold it all off because I got bored because I only ever went to one airsoft field that wasn't very good in the grand scheme of things, and I thought I was bored with my kit, not the field. So taking a look at this, we have some All-Win AR2 Cries. I don't know if All-Win's even in business anymore. We have an Orc PCU level 5, which I still have actually, and it still fits me a decade later, so that's pretty cool. A Modi JPC. I don't think those people are around anymore. Like, I don't really know what the market for fake JPCs is like nowadays because JPCs are just so readily available. And then a bunch of mix-match pouches on there, that I remember all kind of sucking with my OptCore helmet. And I had a Crytek CRB back in the day. You can see my gun case way in the back. Bad quality picture, again, and this is a 10-year-old photo. So let's just keep going up the list. All right, couple months later, we got some cringe. I started getting into Rust 4 kit. And this is just a mix match of stuff. This is a ANA Mark II, a Partisan suit, and a KWA gas blowback AK. Which obviously, with the polymer stock and then the wooden handguard is just very weird. It wasn't my AK, I will say. But this was my foray into Russian kit. Not the worst thing in the world. This was that pretty standard, like when Russian kit really got popular. This is what everybody bought in 2015 and 2016. It's still big cringe though. Party suits, I wish I still had this even though it was huge on me because they're super hard to find nowadays. And when you do find them, they're like 200 bucks and that's just a little too rich for my blood. But I'm gonna give this, especially with the Wiley X gloves there, I'm gonna give this a nice 4 out of 10. Very bad Rust 4 kit, I was farb. All right, now, that summer, in June 2016, got a dog, which is really cool. But then taking a look at everything else, this is almost a good kit. We've got a pair of Cries. Those are real Cries, I remember that. And then the All-Win AR2 top with that same Modi JPC with some multicam stuff on there now. This doesn't look half bad. I'm gonna give this a nice 6.5 out of 10. However, you can see really just how skinny I was back then. Like the arms compared to the, like the actual cuffs on the shirt. And that's a Chinese shirt, so they were small to begin with. Not a bad kit. I think the plate bags are a little too small though. And then we have my first American Milsim game. This was December of 2016. Crytek CRB, the JTech Mark II, which is a weird choice with an M4. LBX uniform, those same Cries that are too big. Big cringe on this. Also, that was back when I didn't want to like show my face on camera. Going to this game is what made me decide that I need to start doing videos like this, where like I talk to you instead of just standing behind the camera and like voicing it over. So yeah, that was back when I was afraid of this. This was at GTI. Weird kit, but I guess it worked for AMS, but we're gonna give this a 5 out of 10 because the Crytek CRB, like no disrespect, because that was the GOAT back then, it was an ugly gun. So just looking back on it, there was no way of making that gun look good. So yeah, that's the rank I'm gonna go with it. But let's see what else we got. Oh my God. So that, again, back into that like Rust 4 kit. Not a bad Rust 4 kit, I will say. A weird one. So I got Cry uniform, that I got a JTech Mark II instead of an ANA, and then a replica Defender. This was the vibe back then. This was cool Rust 4 kit, kind of. I was still farby. Didn't have a gun to go with it, apparently, for the photo, but like, this is why I have an IOTV now. I'm a sucker for bad plate carriers, I guess. And I still have that. Actually, no, I think I may have sold it in the last 6 months, that leg mount there that can hold 4 AK mags. That's the worst idea ever. It is solidified that leg panels are bad. But this is, Why am I angry? Like, why am I the angry react? I don't remember from seven years ago, but oh well. And again, I'm an angry boy for some reason. This was, so this, what is this? This is the Mayflower Velocity Systems is what they're called now, Gen 4 rig. They're cool, don't get me wrong. I think the issue is they do bad at scaling up, which isn't really what I need. There's uses for it. It's a great product, it's built well. It just doesn't do what I want to do. Like, if I'm going to like a Milsim West, I want to be able to carry 6 mags. If, this doesn't really scale well for sustainment, so you still need a backpack or something with it. This does have a Haley flat pack on it. I can tell because of the shoulder straps, because the Haley shoulder straps are incredibly bad. And a little DPM top here, because that's when I realized that surplus exists. But I am an angry boy yet again. I think this one looks cool though. Like I would still wear this today, but I just have found things that I like better than the Mayflower. Fast forwarding though, a little bit though, I did like that Mayflower for quite some time. It was my go-to for pretty much years until I got into Spiritus, which is ironic that I just complained about the Mayflower not holding enough stuff. But yeah, this with the AOR1 field shirt, again, this is something that I would wear today. I have one of these shirts in AOR2 still. But not a bad kit at all. What's that on my... I feel like the thing on the back of my head, and again, for some reason I blurred my face because I was afraid of people knowing that I was a nerd, I guess, was like a balaclava that I tried to use as a sweat rag and just kind of like draped it underneath. But we'll go to 5 out of 10 because the chest rig's super off kilter. Ooh, now this is cursed. This was, so we're in September 2017. We're like getting to halfway there. I don't know why, somebody just showed up to the field of Burger King crowns and we're like, yeah, why not? The plate carrier here is what we need to talk about because it is cursed. So one, this was like the year I got my Spiritus Systems chest rig, which I still own my old Mark III. And I was like, man, I need a plate carrier that this can hook into. And for some reason, I decided to get a mission spec. I think because it was incredibly cheap, but it taught me something. I am not a fan of plate carriers that have just like a strap or two going to hold like a cummerbund, for example. I think it's different if they're Velcro, but if they are like ITW buckles, just not a fan. First Spear tubes, great, different sort of thing. But that plate carrier, man, there's a reason you don't see them anymore. It was kind of a weird shape. It didn't do a lot of the things that a lot of other carriers did. And then again, I'm just in some basic multicam uniform with that same Crytek CRB. So not a lot of progression on the gun. You're gonna see this thing for a while, but what a look here. I guess we had it our way, but. And then we got a banger that I have to talk about. I was with Eric from Gun Gamers, which is crazy to think that, like now we run a business together. This was back when we thought it'd be funny for a Christmas thing to like burn each other's patches because like that was the meme in Airsoft. And if you don't remember that, then it'll make me feel really old. But we decided to burn each other's patches because back then that was like the big scandal in Airsoft. There's that same PCU I've had forever. It looks like M81 pants. And then the little Spiritus chest rig, which, I loved that thing forever. I still do have a soft spot in my heart for it. But, this is, with the Realtree, like, fuzzy hat, this is a look. Again, I really like that Spiritus chest rig, but this is a little different. So I remember we're in 2018 now, which I think is like my favorite year of Airsoft, because I got to go to so many national events. I ran this kit pretty much all year with a raid modded DCU top, Beyond combat pants, which are way better than Cry combat pants. However, I refuse to pay more than $100 for a pair of pants anymore because they all rip eventually. And then instead of the Crytek, I have a VFC Mark 18, which I still have to this day. It's crazy to think that an airsoft gun has survived for 6 years. And I think it's because it's built for 1 joule. I featured it in a super old BB Warrior video, but it's built for indoor. I can take it anywhere, and because it's a super low stress build, it's never gonna break. But I like this. The only thing I don't like is the way that those goggles, those are ESS turbofans, and the one Tiger's mask fit on my face. It made me look pretty goofy that the, you know, like the face mask was so close and then the goggles are like bug-eyed out. But, you know, again, I would still wear this today. So I guess not too bad of a, we'll give this an 8 out of 10. Sorry, it's the same thing, but totally green. But I actually really like this photo, and I still do. M81 is just a cool camo. It's not a good camo anymore. It's just a little too dark. At least where I live, at least. Like, all the grass during the summer is lime green, so this is just, it kind of makes you stand out unless you're in dirt. But like, the pick goes hard. The gun's cool. It's definitely an airsoft gun because it's got the PTS stock on there. I feel like that's a dead giveaway for any airsoft build. And this was back when I was doing gameplay. Like, underneath the rail, that's not a PEC box, that's a recorder to like a scope cam. That's the word for it. I realized at some point, like, I was making gameplay videos for this channel pretty frequently, and I realized that I don't like recording gameplay because it stresses me out, and I stopped having fun playing airsoft. So that's why you don't see it anymore. I think I've done a video explaining this before, but yeah, that's the reason. But this kit goes hard. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Oof. All right, this is a cringe loadout. You know, the kit itself is not bad. Don't get me wrong. It just looks bad. So it's those Beyond pants, which are good. But then it's like an Amazon hand warmer, a Condor jacket, and I think that's a TMC JPC 2.0. Weird. I don't remember owning one of those. This was the first day I ever got my MTW. It was the most powerful I've ever felt in airsoft. That gun is great when it works. I've had a ton of problems with it. I just need to send it to Wolverine to have them fix it because I'm bad at this stuff. But, you know, cringe loadout, we're gonna give it a 3 out of 10 because none of this goes together. All right, we're about halfway there. We're in June 2019, and we've got something a little bit different. This was from my first LARP game. This is from a company called Survive Omega. They unfortunately don't host games anymore, but they were a huge inspiration for the LARP games that we do at Gun Gamers Productions. Including the one that's coming in 2025 that I'm not supposed to tell you about. This was a ton of fun. It made me realize that airsoft is just a combat system. You can play it in a variety of different ways. It doesn't just need to be green versus tan or NATO versus Rust 4. And it was just so much fun. It let me be a nerd. It let me play Fallout New Vegas in real life. The worst part of this kit will be the gun, though. It is a Classic Army KM-12, Mark 12 maybe. I don't remember what they called it. The gun was kind of poopy, but at a game like that, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I say it was poopy by today's standards for airsoft guns. It's bad, but like back then it was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, this was just a fun one. 2020, bad year for airsoft. Can't really talk about why that was a bad year because YouTube still doesn't like that word for some reason. But we're up into 2021. Used all that stimulus money to get myself a GHK. And you know, this kit, while a little weird, I dig it. So it's my GHK AK-74M, which I still have. It's a JTech Mark II over a Ranger Green Cry style G3 shirt. It's a replica. I could still do this. I have a different Mark II now. I have a nicer one. But I kind of like how multicam looks over Ranger Green, and the AK with no attachments on it just goes hard. I kind of like 74s blank rather than putting a bunch of stuff on them. I still like this. This is going to get a nice 8.5 out of 10 for me. You can kind of see the pistol. It's a little CZ P09 that I unfortunately don't have anymore because I decided I just need to commit to getting a Glock, but I like this kit. All right, now we're in the goodness. This is last year. This was right before the first Shally game at Mutak for Milsim West. I was a gravel boy doing some infantry impression kit with the folks over at Task Force Keg. The kit sucks, but that's kind of some of the fun with it. I really like the kit as much as I hate it. It's just bulky and awkward, and this is my VFC Avalon, the gun that refuses to die. You know, again, all of this is kind of bad, but I absolutely love it. I think that UCP is still a really cool looking camo. I think it looks best when it's mix matched. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 because it has a special place in my heart. And then we have me being very tired. This is this was right after they changed the rules for militia. So it is correct, but I wasn't happy with the kit really because it's like Wrangler Ranger Green pants, which like they're available at Walmart. They're $30. They're great. I love them. It's a ATAX FG smock that I got from AliExpress, you know, being real authentic with that Chinese uniform. That's not even a joke, which is the worst part. My JTech Mark II, I borrowed a boonie from somebody, in my bare bones Sima AK-105. I really want to go back. I'm doing NATO at Abkhaz, which kind of like, I went to this game and I'm like, I need to do a really good Rust 4 Recce kit. I bought all this stuff all year, and then my friends were like, we're going NATO to the next one. And I'm like, okay. So if I do another Rust 4 Recce style kit, I have way better stuff now to look better. But, you know, fun game, so I'm going to give it a nice 7 out of 10. And then this is May of this year. I really like this. I'm double sacked up for some whatever reason. This was just an open play, and that is it's those same Wrangler pants, a basic USGI warm weather. I think it's like the Air Force's multicam jacket, the one that has like the things around the side tighten it, which I kind of like, and my Warrior Assault System DCS, which I love that plate carrier. I really use it for Rust 4 stuff, but this was kind of just like a wear whatever you want sort of day. This goes hard for me, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I've got the Almeric flags on there, and that same GHK we saw earlier with a little bit of furniture that's been added to it. And then my last one is going to be pretty recent. It is the same plate carrier, but it's with a lot of my better Rust 4 stuff. So I've got my Cryostyle ATAX FG uniform. I've got the Warrior Assault System DCS that is covered by the Arcturus AK-12, which I absolutely love that gun, and my PP-19 from them as well. Still got that Spirit of Systems Big Sack, which is super farby, but this was just for a night game at Zulu, which is my favorite field to go to. So yeah, I really like this kit a lot. This is what I'd wear for like a direct action Rust 4 style kit. I would try to get a helmet cover or something on there because that ACH really stands out. But yeah, this is really the most modern thing that I would run. So there you have it. There is almost a decade of kits, and I think it goes without saying, but you know, this would not be possible without all of you watching. I can't think of anything else in my life that I've done for 10 years. And the fact that I have not only stayed within the hobby of airsoft, but to do this, to make videos for everybody after all this time, it blows my mind. I've met so many great people, I've made so many wonderful friends and lifelong connections, and it's all thanks to the decision when I was in high school that I should talk about my weird cosplay thing on the internet. So a big thank you to everybody who watches these videos, and especially our channel members who help support the channel each month, allow me to go out to games, to, you know, get new camera equipment because this stuff breaks every once in a while and it's expensive. So a big thank you to all of them for making this possible. If you want to continue to support the BB Warrior besides just watching my videos, which I really appreciate, becoming a channel member has some really cool perks. You get to watch videos early, you get guaranteed spots in the Roast My Kit series, and there's even more that are, all that information is down in the description below. But yeah, 10 years down, I guess the next milestone is 15 years. Who knows if YouTube's going to exist in that time, or you know, if airsoft's even still going to be a thing. I've got a feeling it will be. But who knows what things are going to look like. So a big thank you before I get too sentimental, and I will see you all next time.